Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. On my left is this big old picture of Mitt Romney and his long mug. Okay, for those that might have missed it, and I don't know how, but these things happen. Romney was out on the airwaves today and told MSNBC, the 11th hour with Stephanie Rule, that if he had been president, or if he was President Biden, when the Justice Department brought on the indictments, I would have immediately pardoned him. Why would have pardoned President Trump? Why? Well, because it makes me, President Biden, the big guy, and the person I pardoned, a little guy. Okay, let's talk about that. We're not talking here. Now, let's go back to Richard Nixon, all right? Because that's kind of the where we have to start with this whole pardoning stuff, with Gerald Ford pardoning Richard Nixon, and pardoned him under the idea that the nation needed to heal from Watergate. Now, what was Watergate? Watergate was a break into the Democratic headquarters to steal polling information and the Democratic strategy to help Nixon win an election. Now, mind you, this is an election that Nixon probably would have won hands down anyways, but he was paranoid. So he sent people in there to steal stuff, and they got caught. So I don't think the Republicans actually benefited from the Watergate break-in. At least that's my memory on it. If I'm wrong, correct me. I suppose I could have done an iota of research on it. But the whole reason why Watergate happened was because somebody saw them breaking in there. And I believe it was Forrest Gump too, right? But they called him in and they caught him, so they didn't get the data. And then there was the whole cover-up and everything along those lines. Can you pardon Nixon for that? I'm not thrilled with it. I think you should hold him accountable because he was president and this is what he did. But look at what the outcome was or was not. Now, it would have been different if Nixon had gotten that information, weaponized it, and then used that to get himself reelected, especially if he was down in the polls. Yeah, that's a different kettle of fish altogether, isn't it? So let's go back now. What does Trump need to be pardoned for? Stealing nuclear secrets, stealing battle plans for invasions of countries, taking documents, top secret documents, classified documents out of the White House, and then lying to the FBI that he didn't have them, and to the National Archives he didn't have them, hiding them when the FBI was showing up, looking to destroy footage showing that he was hiding them, trying to get his frickin' gardener to drain the pool and flood the room where the documents were in, or flood the room where all the film archive is, so that it would destroy it, so that the government couldn't get their hands on his film archives from his security cameras. Nothing there, huh? Just national security, causing an insurrection. The normal political stuff that we're used to. Romney's head is so far up his behind that I swear he can look up and poke his head back out in the hole where it started from. The guy's out to lunch. You're the bigger man. This isn't about being the bigger man. This is about holding somebody who tried to overthrow our government through a coup, holding him accountable. There are not many people in this world that when their government has been the victim of an attempted coup is going to pardon the people who were in charge of the coup. You don't do that. You kind of do the exact opposite thing. You lop their heads off and let it be a lesson. You stick it on a spike, on a stake in front of your house, and you serve it as a lesson for everybody else. I think I'm channeling Susan Lynn here. This reading is 60% my guides and 40% David. It's about 99.9% David, and the guides are like, oh, for God's sake, did you really just say you stuck our head on a stake? Yes, I did. Gotta learn the others. And this coup's not over with because nobody's been held accountable. So, Mitt Romney, you get to be the object of my derision. It would have been fun to wait for the weekend with my brother on this one, because talk about letting some twins tag team on Mitt Romney. Oh, that would be glorious. We may do it anyways. We could just go right off the top rope on this guy. But let's come on down. Mitt Romney, what in God's name were you thinking? Entertainment purposes only. Well, he might be just a little bit emotionally disappointed in Donald Trump's actions. You think? Oh, that was the other thing. Romney, for some reason he doesn't like Donald Trump and wouldn't vote for him. And the last couple elections, he's voted for his wife, that's great and everything. That doesn't exactly move the ball forward, but okay. And he won't say who he's going to vote for this election, as he put it, because he doesn't want to alienate his Republican friends. That's not leading. Maybe he thinks he can influence them by not being a traitor to Donald Trump. What? This guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. His reasoning defies logic. I guess, for somebody who might purport to have like strong principles and ethics, you are bendy like a jellyfish, just like the rest of these folks. He wants to sell. He's naive. Okay, first off, naive. He's disappointed where the country's gone, but this dude under here is working in, a land of rainbows and butterflies and fluffy pink clouds and unicorns. He's trying to provide like this mature alternative perspective on things. It's one thing if somebody made a mistake, if they politically gaffed, I'm trying to think of an example that would fall underneath that. Bill Clinton, maybe, getting a Hummer in the office or something like that. Or, Al Franken with posing in a suggestive way with somebody. If that was a crime and you want to pardon him, go for it. It was just people that did something that was maybe embarrassing or wrong or whatever. Attempting to overthrow your government, stealing state secrets, likely putting them for sale, certainly disseminating the information. That's not a different perspective, you dummy. That's not the word I want to use. Dumb was part, but there's a 3-letter word that rhymes with grass that I want to throw at the end of there. In the past, we got the Hierophant. He's getting out of government. Maybe he's looking for whatever think tank position he's going for, and he's trying to position himself as a conservative that looks forward to the nation moving forward and putting this behind us. I think, honestly, in some ways, this naive idiot is protecting people. If we pardon Trump, we can put all these investigations behind us, and then all my friends who have, I don't know, let's say Chuck Grassley, for instance. All my friends like Chuck Grassley, well, they don't have to be embarrassed or kicked out of office or led away in irons. There's an ulterior motive here. I can almost guarantee you that. Romney might be that naive and that stupid. But then again, he may not be. Current situation is the 4 of coins. This could be him trying to hold on to his values or the American values, or this could be him holding on to, information or helping the GOP hold on to power. And I'm not convinced it's not the latter. It could be both. Overarching energy is the 5 of Swords. Winning at all costs. Yeah, he's trying to protect the GOP. Because this doesn't make any sense. America is not going to lose their values if we don't listen to Romney. Maybe Romney fears we're going to lose all our values here. Maybe that's what he's fearing here, is that we're just going to have such a divided country that we will never unite. But here's the thing. We cannot unite while the coup is still going on. So you might say you're trying to protect American values. I still think you're trying to protect your buddies and your financial future, because the coup is still going and the Republican Party is all about power and ruling instead of governing. The lesson to be learned is the King of Pentacles. Which part of your fealty to Donald Trump are you going for? Are you going to, we're just going to pardon him so I'm the big man? I'll tell you what, Donald Trump doesn't care if you're a big man. He doesn't care if you make him a little man. He'll thank you for the pardon very much, and then he'll go around criming again. You wanted this to stop? You should have tackled Kevin McCarthy before he ever went to Mar-a-Lago. That's how you could have stopped this. You could have talked with Mitch McConnell and body slammed him to get him to vote to remove Trump from office, either during either one of the impeachments, but certainly during the second one. You didn't do those things. Own it. He's your president, your party, your problem. But your problem is everybody's problem. That other day where I said, told God to screw you, this is where I get grumpy. It's like, I try to live my life. I try to be a good person. I try to help people out. I want my ripple effect to be a positive one and not necessarily disrupt people around me. If I'm laying on an inflatable raft in a swimming pool, the last thing I want is Donald Trump and his buddies do a cannonball right next to me and send me flying off my raft and into the drink. And my drink that I have goes in the drink with me. Do it on the end of the pool. It's still going to cause ripple effects where I am, but at least it's not going to knock me off my game. And the fact that this thing has knocked our whole country off the game and it's dividing it, I'm grumpy. That's why God and free will and perfect plans and all that. And that's why I say, ugh. It's like, yeah, I love your perfect plan. It's really harshing my mellow. Couldn't you come up with a different perfect plan? Just saying. Back to grumping on Mitt Romney here. Outcome is the hermit. The finding out card here. So Romney wants us, he's talking about pardoning him. Low energy, Ron, go back. These guys, they want to go back and hide in their caves. But here's the thing. We need to expose everything that happened. Romney he is about as wrong could be. This might be one of those ones, where you say, what would Jesus do? Oh, Jesus would forgive his enemies and stuff like that. Well, yeah, he'd forgive them, but that doesn't mean they can't be held to account. The kindest thing you can do is hold them to account for their wrong actions so that they have the opportunity to understand the impact their negative actions have. And therefore, when they've gone through their penalty or their karma, if you will, for what they've done, they have the opportunity to atone for their poor behavior. Look at Michael Cohen, for instance. And if you try to atone for it and you are sincere in your efforts to atone for what you've done, it has a lot of positive energy and counteracts the negative energy you put out there. For a lot of us a couple years ago, Michael Cohen was a 4-letter word, even though it's not, but it would be. And now you look at Michael Cohen in a different light, a much more sympathetic light. It's not just because he's trashing Trump, anybody can do that, but that he genuinely appears to be trying to do the right thing and atone for the mistakes that he made. And the thing is that makes it the right thing is because he's owned it. He's owned his bad behaviors. He apologizes for bad behaviors. And then that most amazing of things, he's actually trying to atone for it and not repeat the mistakes. I don't think Mitt Romney's getting it. Trump would never do that. Pardoning him is just empowering him yet again. Codependency. It's a codependent thing. Trump, it relies on people showing codependency to him. Okay. Mitt Romney. What's next for Mitt Romney? I get the Ace of Swords and the the 7 of Coins. He's looking for his next paying gig, basically. I think he's looking for PACs or think tanks or something along those lines. Let's see. What's next for Mitt Romney here? There he is, Mitt Romney. He'd be much better off if he just retired and spent time with his kids and his grandkids. But he's just, I don't think he's ready to leave the spotlight just yet. He's looking for his next business venture. It's like, I'm 75 years old. I need to make lots of money. Whatever. In the past, the 4 of Cups, I think this is him being fed up with politics and being a senator. especially given the shifts in the political parties and the dynamics of the Republican Party in general. Current situation. This is a hard time for him. Oh, poor guy. Give you a big hug. You know, he's struggling because he's retiring. He doesn't want to retire. He just doesn't know what he wants to do with himself. So he's got to figure it out. He's been on the top for so long that he has to start off somewhere else, and he may not be the top anymore. He's stressed out over something. Maybe he feels like, his legacy has been tarnished, and he's trying to find some way to salvage his legacy. Oh, lesson to learn is that 4 of coins. His values are challenged. The values of the Republican Party, the things that he holds dear, are being challenged. I think he sees that the writing's on the wall with the Democrats, and they're going to undo all the stuff that the Republicans have put in place over the years. The judges and all the rules changes. The Democrats are going to demolish those, and he doesn't want them to do that. And he's got to figure out a way that he can thwart them as best he can. Outcome is the Page of Swords. So he's going to start something new. Maybe, again, a new PAC, a new think tank. I can't imagine he's running for local politics. He should just be spending time with his family, to be honest. But it looks like he's finding... Maybe he's going to try and create a new Young Republicans group so that those wonderful conservative family values, like strapping your dog on top of your car when you're going on vacation. At least the dog was in a kennel. Go find a bunch of like-minded people. I just as a thought, I probably wouldn't have Kristi Noem in your campaign there. Just saying, might be a bad call. I'm okay with Mitt Romney going away and never coming back again. I'm really okay with that, and I kind of hope he does. I suspect he won't, but I'm tired of naive people. Just about any other president you could pardon. You want to pardon Reagan for Iran-Contra, especially because he had Alzheimer's, go for it. If you want to pardon, again, Bill Clinton for Monica Lewinsky, go for it. If you want to pardon George W. Bush for starting a war in a country on bad intelligence, go for it. Those things seem to be like pardonable type offenses. But overthrowing your country? No, Mitt, sorry. Pull your head out of your butt. You're too old to be that stupid and that... Well, stupid's not the word. Foolish to be that foolish. Okay, I'm pontificating. I'm grumpy. I'll leave it here. You get Grumpy David for this one. Thank you very much for watching this grumpy video. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that this video makes it out to a wider audience. I really wish Gary was here. It'd be so fun to grump with him. Thank you for the new viewers. Yes, I do have a twin brother. We have our own channel, Twin Tarot, with Gary and David. Go check it out. It's awesome. It's fun. It's mayhem. It's identical twins being identical twins. What more could you possibly want? Thank you again. Thank you again, everyone. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.